No, I'll deal with it. I'll just yell.
Just yell.
I'm the executive director of the New England Users Union, which is a union for people who use drugs. I say that with pride. People have gotten pissed at me when I say it. I say it because I am a person who uses drugs. I say that because you don't know if I used 10 minutes ago, 10 years ago. It doesn't make me a bad person. It didn't make anybody who's behind me a bad person. Those people should not be in that cemetery.
No.
They're there.
That's right.
I have a hard time. Alexis can tell you this. When I met her, I was scared to talk to her because I knew she was a mother who had lost a child to drugs, and I knew that I identified as a person who uses drugs, and that, in my mind, put us on two opposite sides, and that's not true. We're on the same side. We're on the same side because there's a war that wants all of us who use drugs, who wants everyone who's behind me. They wanted us dead. We're considered to be less than human, and that's not right.
That ain't right.
We have ways in this country to keep people safe who use drugs until they can get to a place, whereas where I eventually got, which wasn't abstinence-based, but it was a place where I was safe. Trauma was my gateway drug. Trauma is what put me out there, what kept me out there chaotic, which wanted me to die behind a closed door. And I refused to let that happen.
Woo!
We have ways in this country, which I know can be shocking, and when you're full of grief and anger, because trust me, as a harm reductionist, I wanted to kill people, because I have people that are dead. I'm at the point where all the names that are on my tongue, I can't even say anymore because there's so many. And it terrifies me. I'm afraid if I go to that point and touch that grief, I'm not coming back. But that's what keeps me up here and keeps me doing the work I do. I'm a conduit of harm reduction. I'm a conduit to keep the people safe that I work with. And it doesn't matter that I use drugs. I will keep myself safe. I refuse to be a number. I refuse to be a statistic.
Together we can change the statistics.
Yes, we can change it.
Good people use drugs.
Yes.
Yes.
Good people use
I like to say, people who are bad, they're bad people that do drugs. As David was talking, abstinence-based recovery does play a big part of my story. It gave me the tools I needed because as a kid I wasn't given the tools to deal with life's terms, etc. So I say trauma was my gateway drug. I wasn't given the tools to be able to move through life. So drugs kept me alive when I needed them. Heroin was what allowed me to be present without being present. And that's why I work with so many families, and they say to me, like, how can my kid get to where you are? And it's like, you start by loving your kids. Tough love does not work.
That's right.
Tough love
True.
kills kids. So as David was saying, we're told in 12-step that, if you do it this way, you're going to die.
Yep.
And it's created a divide between harm reduction and 12-step, and we don't need that because we're losing people in that gap. And so we all need to work on this together. We have different models, but we have the same outcome that we want to achieve. We want people to stay alive and healthy. So we do have things in this country that will keep people safe. We have safe supply, which means that doctors can prescribe methadone. Doctors can prescribe buprenorphine. Methadone is a gold standard treatment. Like right now, what's out on the streets, that's not illicit drugs, that's poison.
Poison.
If it was salmonella in this country, the government would have checkpoints. They would have located where that fentanyl was coming from.
That's right.
So you need to speak at state level. When you're losing your children, you need to have your voices together and raise them and say, it's coming into our country. Where the fuck is it coming from? Put it back.
They want us dead.
Because back in the day, we didn't lose people. I'm looking through those dates, and I can tell you, I've been working in harm reduction for 25 years now. Those dates all start in 2010. And that's where we as harm reductionists saw it coming. And we talked about it. And they told us we were full of shit. Excuse my language. Anyways, I'm going to step off my soapbox. I want Alexis, I keep going. I want to talk about naloxone a little bit. I was lucky enough to be one of the first coordinators of a pilot study of naloxone. And even going further back in 1998, I believe today, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is the anniversary of the day we lost Dan Big. Dan Big was the person who was responsible for getting Narcan into this country. 1998, gave me a big bottle of it, and said, "This will, if anyone overdoses, this will save them." And to give you an idea, I lived in a small town. We had that one bottle, we would run it around town because that's all we had. But nobody died because of that one bottle. For years, I still had the empty bottle that I kept with me, and I finally, because I was in NA, they told me it was bad, I got rid of the bottle. I wish I still had it, but you know, over the years, like I said, I was fortunate enough to run one of the first state-run programs, and I believe it was 2009, we had 464 deaths. I should have mentioned I'm from Massachusetts. And we were like, that was a lot, and we were terrified. And now we're at almost 94, that was in Massachusetts, but now across the country we have almost 94,000 deaths this year, last year. It's shocking, and it's terrifying. And I remember when we celebrated the first 100 overdose reversals, and we had people there that had been, were still with us because we had been able to reverse their overdoses. And you know, I can constantly, I'm a grant writer, that's what I do boringly enough during the day, and I'm constantly writing these statistics. And last year when I was here, Alexis had everyone come up to the stage who had been saved by naloxone, and I'm sitting in the back, and I was like, that's me, I'm here, because my overdoses, 4 of them, had been reversed by Narcan. And I don't think about that. I don't think about the fact that I'm still here, because it's what I do for work. It's what I do. I live and breathe this. And as I sat up here, I have to say that God will shake the truth out of me, and I overcome with emotion, because when you work in this field, you get a little jaded and a little hard. As I said in the beginning, because if you touch your emotion, you're going to break. And I broke that day, because I realized that this is not an ego place for an ego, that people are still alive because I'm alive. And that's why I say I'm a conduit for that. And that I'm still here. And so, I hope I'm doing this the right way. We want to invite everybody who's out in the audience, who is still here, whose overdose has been reversed by naloxone, because that's goddamn powerful.
Yeah. All my believers out there? Yeah, make some noise. Right? Yeah, let's go. All my life, believe, achieve. All my life, believe, achieve. That you do better be relevant. So many people in this world with intelligence not even selling it then. Like what's the plan? If you a man, hustle the streets, apply for your fam, weigh in your eyes, but nothing weighs in. So you reach out to them, where they begin. They ain't your friends, busting them licks with a gun in your hip. That ain't the shit, I need to flip. Look in the mirror, boy, get a grip. If you believe in him, I promise you prosper. The Almighty Father, the Almighty Father, the Almighty Father. All my life, believe, achieve. Make some noise for these people up here. Come on. Believe, achieve. All my life, believe, achieve. All my life, believe, achieve. Yeah. If you know these words, you know these words, sing with me. Ready? All my life, if I believe, I guarantee that I'll achieve. All your life, if you believe, I guarantee that you'll achieve. All my life, if I believe, I guarantee achieve. All your life, if you believe, I guarantee that you'll achieve. Manifest what you believe. Where my believers at? Come on, make noise. Yeah. My people's can condolences to the families that are lost. And that's my mama right there. Lord, I thank you for mama, for keeping me stronger.
Welcome, baby.
I'm a beast of karma. Yeah.
Right.
One more time.